Hi, my name is Jeremy. I'm a parent, and this is my 2-minute tip. If you've ever hiked up a mountain, a large hill, or even just climbed the stairs of a building, you'll see that there is one truth every time. It's much harder to go up than it is to go down. Now, when you're advancing uphill, you hit resistance. Gravity pulls on you. Your muscles may ache. You might even have travel companions that'll encourage you to quit or take an easier way. But if you know the goal and where you are going, you're willing to push through it all to get to the peak. Now, I can tell you this. You know you're going the right direction when you're hitting resistance. And this is true in our Christian walk. Now, when you send your child into the world, whether that means school, the neighborhood, sports teams, or what have you, you should expect resistance to God and His ways. Now, I don't mean that you have to be preachy to everyone, but just a simple act of making choices that aren't popular because you want to follow what God says may lead to some resistance and possibly bullying from other kids because of your faith. Now, here's my tip. Anchor your children to God and a God-loving community before the storms come. Now, first, anchor them to God. If you aren't intentional about this time, it will all fly by and you'll never make it happen. Now, what we've done in our family is that we've carved out a 5-minute window for every morning for us to read a little bit of God's Word, pray together, and even recite a Bible verse that we're committing to memory. Now, this is just one practical way to slowly plant God's Word into your children's hearts and minds. Now, what I would encourage you, though, is just find what works for you. And when you do, you will throw down tiny anchors that will accumulate into larger anchors of faith. Now, second, anchor them to others. The more your children are connected and anchored to a Christ-centered community, the less of an impact any kind of persecution or ridicule for their faith can affect them. So yes, make sure they attend church regularly on the weekend. Yes, make sure they are plugged into a small group. But I encourage you, also look for connections at school, in the neighborhood, or even on their sports teams. Now, one parent at our kids' school had a great idea. They decided to have a Thursday morning prayer time after drop-off. Now, this has given us an opportunity to connect with other parents, as well as to take intentional time to cover our children and their school in prayer. Now, whatever you decide to do, remember that you need to be anchoring your kids now to God and to others so they can weather whatever storms may come at them.